Hello students, I welcome you all to this session on EMFT or electromagnetics. I am Vishali Kikan and today in this session we are going to talk about the electric field intensity due to the uniformly charged disk. Okay, till now we have just seen the electric field intensity due to the linear element or the circular line element. Okay, we have not gone till now into the area. Okay, so now we have a disk. This is an area, this is a disk, so don't see it as a ring, it is a circular disk. Okay, and now if I have to find out the electric field due to this circular disk, so first I will be observing what is the incremental surface area of this disk. Okay, so for finding out the incremental surface area, I have taken the distance O to A to be R and this small distance to be dr. Okay, first of all I have to find out ds. So now if I am using the cylindrical coordinate system, dl is given by dl is given by d rho a rho plus rho d phi a phi plus dz az. Similarly, I can find out what is my incremental surface area. Okay, so here the z coordinate is not changing, so I can find out ds. It is given by d rho, this coordinate multiplied with this length, so d rho multiplied with rho d phi, and the direction will be perpendicular to these two. So this is a rho direction, this is a phi direction, so the perpendicular direction will be az. So this small area ds is given by d rho into rho d phi. Okay, if I have to find out this full surface area, now this is the small surface area ds here. So if I have taken a very small element from this area, this is my ds. If I have to integrate it, so I will be integrating it and I will be finding out the surface area. So over which I have to integrate it? Over the rho and over the phi. Okay, so I will be finding out this integration. Now let's find out the limits. Rho is changing from, so rho is the radius, it is changing from r to r plus dr. Okay, so at this point I have r, at this point I have r plus dr. Now if I talk about phi, it is changing from 0 to 2 pi. I have full circular element, so phi is changing from 0 to 2 pi. So here I have rho d phi. Now I can integrate them. So integration of rho d rho will be equal to rho square upon 2 and the limits are from r to r plus dr. And the integration of d phi will be directly equal to phi and the limits are from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so it will be equal to 2 pi into rho square upon 2, limits are r to r plus dr. Now I just have to put the limits in this equation and I will be finding out the surface area. So this is how I can put the limits. So here 2 and 2 will get cancelled out and I am left out with pi. Here r plus dr whole square will be equal to r square plus dr whole square plus twice of r dr minus r square. So now here I have r square minus r square. This will be getting cancelled out. Dr you can see here it is a very small term. So dr square will be again very small term. So I am approximating it to 0. So what I am left out with? 2 pi r dr. This is my surface area. Now if I talk about the point P and the electric field due to this disk. Again this is a disk and I have to find out the electric field at the point P due to this disk. Okay, so what I am doing here, I am taking small circular elements. I know what is the electric field at the point P if I have a circular element. So I hope you remember it. Okay, I will be writing it down. So the electric field was given by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught dq into x upon x square plus r square 3 by 2. Okay, so this is the power. So now here if I have to represent it in a simple way, how I can represent the electric field? So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon, I can represent it as k. Now dq, so dq was the charge on this small element, so it will be remaining same dq. Now we have x. What was x? X is the distance of the center of this disk from the point P. It will be remaining x only. Now here we have x square plus r square raised to power 3 by 2. So x square plus r square power 1 by 2, it is my L. So here I am using the Pythagoras theorem. So here this is my x, this is my r. So this length will be under root x square plus r square. So under root x square plus r square is my L. So here I can reduce it to L cube. So now this is how I can represent my electric field. So now here I have this term dq. So now this dq can be represented with the help of the surface charge density. So the surface charge density can be represented as q upon 4 pi r square. Okay, so now if I have the small charge, so in this case it will be dq upon the small area of this ring. So this is the reason we found out ds, because here we are using this term ds. Okay, so now here if I will be finding out the area of this full ring, so this full ring's area is ds here and the full ring's area is s here. Okay, so this s will be replaced here as ds. So okay, I will be putting it down. What was ds here? It is 2 pi r dear. So from here I can find out what is my q. dq will be equal to sigma into 2 pi r into dr. Okay, so now here in the equation of electric field intensity I will be putting my dq. So now here for this element my electric field is this, but if I see the full disk, for full disk I have this to be a small element. So here if I observe the full disk, this E will be my DE. Okay, so here this will be my DE for full disk. If I suppose that I have the small rings from 0 point up to the R point, and if I sum all of these small rings, I will be getting the electric field due to this disk. So here I have just taken a single ring. If I observe a lot of rings which are starting from 0 up to the capital R, so now when I sum up all of the electric field due to all of the rings, then I will be getting the total electric field due to the full disk. Okay, so now how I can find out it? So I have to integrate d from point 0 to the point R. Okay, so how I can represent it? Okay, so this is my electric field. Now I just have to integrate it. But before integrating, I will be observing this equation. Here, what is my K? K is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. So here I will be simplifying it first. So here 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is my K. Now, what I am left out with, sigma into 2 pi into r into dr into x. So 4 pi and here 2 pi will be cancelling out, and here I am left out with 2 epsilon naught, and here I have L cube also. So now here if I put this simplified equation here, so I am having integration from 0 to r. Now instead of this term I will be putting this term. What I am left out with, sigma x upon 2 epsilon naught multiplied with RdR, and don't forget the L cube in the denominator. Okay, so we have the L cube in the denominator as well. Now what is changing? Only R is variable here. You can see X will be remaining constant. Okay, so 2 is a constant, sigma will also be constant, and x is constant, epsilon naught is also a constant. So I can take all of them outside. Okay, so here we have sigma x upon 2 epsilon naught integration from 0 to r, r dr upon L cube. What was L? L was the function of r. So this is the reason I have not taken it to be constant. So L will be changing depending upon what is my r. So this is how I can represent in the terms of L. So I have electric field to be equal to sigma x upon 2 epsilon naught integration from 0 to r, r dr upon r square plus x square raised to power 3 by 2. Now how you can integrate it? You can take r square plus x square as h square. Okay, so now if you have to find out dr, so here I am using r dr, so I can use in differentiation. So 2r dr will be equal to 2h dh. Okay, so now you can replace it here. Again the limits will also be changing, so I am not writing down the limits over here. Okay, so now here RDR will be equal to HDH, and here I am left out with R square plus H square is H square. So here we will be having H cube. So here we will be having dH upon H square. Now you can find out what are the limits. So put R in the place of R and put 0 in the place of R. So I will be telling you. So when I put R in the place of R, so here I will be having R square plus X square. When I put 0 at the place of R, I will be having 0 plus X square. So these are my H square. Okay, so this is how I can change the limits. So I have to put the limits in the terms of h. So here I will be putting from x to under root r square plus x square. This is how I can change the limits, and when you will be finding out, I will be telling you the final answer. So you can brainstorm and you can find out the integration. I have told you everything. You just need to do the basic mathematical operations now. So E will be equal to sigma upon 2 epsilon naught 1 minus x upon r. So now when my disk is having the infinite radius, I have the infinite disk. So in that case my r will be infinite. Okay, so this term will be 0, x upon r will be 0 because x upon infinite term, x is a constant. It is a constant place which is the point P. P is at a constant distance from the point O. It is not a very large distance, so here x will be a small number, r is infinite, so x upon r will be tending to 0, so E will be equal to sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. So we have this direction of electric field to be perpendicular direction. So here if this is, I am taking to be normal direction an, so this will be represented by an cap. So this is how I can find out the electric field intensity due to the circular disk of uniform charge intensity. Now here I have already found out the electric field due to the circular disk of the infinite size. So this can be represented as the disk of infinite radius, or I can represent it as the sheet of infinite radius. So this is my one sheet, this is my second sheet. So the electric field due to this sheet will be sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. The electric field due to this sheet will also be sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Okay, but if I have taken the charges here to be positive and the charges here to be negative, so here due to this I will be having the direction in the negative direction, and here also I will be having the negative direction. Now sigma is dependent upon the charge. Here the charge is positive, here the charge is negative. So we will be having two equal and opposite type of electric fields which will be cancelling out each other. But if I see in the middle, here I will be having sigma upon 2 epsilon naught, but due to this I will be having the direction of the electric field to be AZ, and due to this I will be having minus sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. I have taken minus sigma because of negative charge, and the direction will be negative AZ. So here negative and negative will be positive, sigma upon 2 epsilon plus sigma upon 2 epsilon AZ will be giving me sigma upon epsilon AZ. So what I have observed, that if I go beyond the infinite sheets, then I will be having zero electric field. At this point also I will be having zero electric field, but at the middle of the infinite sheet I will be having sigma upon epsilon naught AZ. So this is how I can make the capacitor. So I hope now you understood the basic phenomena, that how we can trap the electric field inside the plates of the capacitor. Okay, so one more thing, if I have the circular ring, so at the center of the circular ring, so you can see if I put x is equal to 0, so if I take the point P here, x will be 0, so E will be 0 in the case of circular ring. But you can see if I have the disk, so whenever I have disk, E is given by this formula. So even if x is 0, my E will be sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. So at the center I will be having the electric field when I am talking about a circular disk. So here I will be concluding my session. I hope you understood each and everything. If you still have any kind of doubt, you can reach out to me, or you can put the doubt in the comment box. I hope you like this video. If you like it, you can share it with your friends, subscribe the channel, and do push the like button. Thank you so much.